What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. This is Eccentric RockStar'Seed, and I'm coming back with more rejuvenated, energetic messages. Keep in mind, it's merely advice. Okay? Take what resonates, leave what does not. Okay? In the meantime, if it doesn't resonate with you, at least it makes for great conversation. Something else to talk about aside from other people. Let's talk about ourselves for a little while because we're more important than other people. Right? Right. All right, so what I got laid out here, you got erotic spirituality. You're somebody who embodies that energy. Lovely. You also have tantra, balance of masculine and feminine energy. Okay? So you're a person who's moving towards what makes you feel sensual, awake, and alive. In our society, we've been taught to repress our divine feminine nature in order to be taken serious. By doing so, we operate as half of a whole because we all embody both energies, masculine and feminine. So you're being reminded to embody that all that oozes with eroticy, if that's even a word. It's time to merge your spiritual self with your sexual self. That's creative energy. It's like, as the two are intrinsically related, of course, enjoy all things with sensuality. From your food, to your conversation, to self-care, to movement. Follow what feels good. Not what makes sense at the moment. Bring in all aspects of yourself to the table and watch how you blossom. Watch how you blossom. So how you want to go about balancing, your masculine and feminine energy. How do we go about that? This feels very specific. As you're in a space of liberation, non-conformity, as I like to say it, moving past the dualistic mind that judges everything as either right or wrong. So you're not going to be as fixed as you traditionally would be. You're headed to a greater truth that comes with integration. The structure of masculine and the flowing of feminine are merging. You're allowing yourself to move toward infinite consciousness. Okay? The maturity of your masculine energy is within you. It creates presence, focus, stillness, and determination. While the maturity of the feminine energy, within the results of creativity, flow, sensuality, nurturing, movement. So you put it all together. So you need a balance of both, okay, to make something withstand, have the right kind of stability. And you need it for the lighter side, your shadow side, your intuition, and so forth. So you also have a priestess. Oops. No. Don't fall. You also have, why you want to be in my video talking? Shh. You have the priestess. How are you called to step up and lead? And you're also being, I can't pick the cards up today. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution, expression. The whale and the okra elders. This is from my starseed deck. Share your song, your frequency of sound. So you got two cards here telling you to speak out. Water your garden. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. I like the illustration. That's so pretty. Okay. And then my two tarot cards. Six of Swords. If you look at I read this card based off the illustration. And I also read this is the Hangman in this deck. Wow. So you also have publicize. Stop hiding behind your computer. Get publicity for your brand. Be bold and visible in your market and be the rock star that you are. You also have believe. Okay, say yes to new adventures. Say yes to believing in yourself and in your business vision. Move forward knowing that your success is assured. And in the subconscious, you have contribute. Build your authority by creating content for your own website and by guest posting on popular blogs in your niche. You're called to network. If you feel some sense of stagnancy, you don't know what to say to move, propel yourself forward, this is telling you how to recalibrate, not only recalibrate your energy, but begin to network more. Start taking people up on their offers. Anybody who invites you out to anything, small or big, take it. Start inviting people out as well, small or big, you should take it. What is also telling you, it's like when you network with people and you make friends, you don't know, you speaking out, you say a little more about yourself. You're moving forward. This is about, if you're trying to sincerely build your brand, so to speak, you're gonna have to do something real witty. You're gonna have to speak fast, but in a way that's witty. You use your discernment, your common sense, like be logical. But you have to operate in a space where it also balances with that masculine and feminine energy. You're balancing what makes you feel good. Hence, your erotic spirituality. It's time for you to balance knowing what's right, which is your spiritual side, with what feels good, your sexual side. And this is like a no-brainer. It's coming off like a no-brainer, like, duh, why didn't I think of that before? Right? It has that energy on it where this is the only way. You got to be more authentically you, not so much of doing, yeah, you're supposed to be responsible. I'm not saying be irresponsible. I'm not at all saying be loose. But what I'm saying is, by building your authority, you build your own authority by creating content for your own website, by guest on popular blogs in your niche. You know better. Like, you know a lot that spiritually you might not be called to come off a certain way or say certain things. Like, I'll give you an example. Take like people like Little Kim or Nicki Minaj or anybody who sells a lot of sex. Anybody you could think of, man or woman, who sells a lot of sex, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that they sell the fantasy, like they sell the sex. But that doesn't mean they're not religious behind closed doors. It doesn't mean they're not deeply spiritual behind closed doors. Does that make sense? From what I'm trying to say is, you can put it in a way like it's your creativity. Only you can say it in a certain way, and it's gonna. But you're kind of. It was a bit of a confliction with downplaying that feminine energy. When you downplay your feminine energy, you downplay your creativity and your flow. It doesn't flow right. It doesn't feel all that great or all that natural. Like when you look at this card, the Six of Swords. This is the Six of Swords, but you look how it got the evil devil or the djinn or something that has all the swords around it. You kind of treat your sexuality like it's the devil, like you're shaming it. You shouldn't do that. And with that, and because of that, you've been stuck in a certain mindset, and it really became a real stagnation for you, is what I'm trying to say. So it's telling you to believe. Say yes. Believe that it's going to work. You have to believe in yourself that it's going to work if you do it this way. And I'm not telling you to go out there and go fuck a bunch of people. I'm telling you about that. You know how I have my own language on this channel. With the vintage friendships that you have with other people, you need to have that with yourself. You're not practicing it all that great when it comes to you. Like, you can give the greatest experiences with other people, but for you to propel forward, now that I feel like you've starting to expand more now. People are starting to notice you more, and this is what's going to propel you forward. People are going to keep people connected to you, or to make sure that people can relate to you. You're going to have to stop guarding your sexuality like that. And I'm not telling you to be a whore or anybody that's too promiscuous. I'm telling you to sell the fantasy. Swords is mental. It's communication. The art of seduction, tranquil. You know, it's like when I see this card, publicized. Stop hiding behind your computer. Get publicity for your brand. You have to make new friends that are more along the lines of you, even if they don't, even if they do it in a different context. But see, it's like this is for people who are good writers. You know, people who can sell the fantasy online. But when you meet them in person, they is dry. Oh my God, stiff. Like their personality is blah. If you have clear eyes, get dry eyes. Don't do that. Embody that scorpion energy. Can't nobody tell Scorpios they're not the best that ever did it in anything that they ever do. Anything. They never feel insecure in what they do. That's what I'm telling you. You don't have to be a Scorpio to embody that energy. Okay? Just say yes to believing in yourself and move and in your business and your vision and moving forward knowing that your success is assured. That's what I'm called to tell you. It's just you have to learn the game. You have to play the game well to get to the level or the velocity that you're trying to get to. And as a priestess, you can still sell that fantasy and still remain mysterious and prestige. You know, it's about the prestige. There you go. Boom. The prestige. You got the Knight of Swords. And you have the Chariot. Move forward with how you envision it. Your ideas. You know, how it comes to you. How it comes to you in your third eye chakra. Okay? And what's under that is the King of Pentacles. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what works. And the Hierophant. Long-standing stability, leader of the community, teacher, guru. Okay, this is what sharing your voice is going to get you. Ace of Wands. Okay, that's creativity. What did I just say about, you got the Ace of Wands and the Hierophant here. Let's talk about it. The King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is sexual. That's tangible energy. You got the Hierophant. That's a teacher, a leader of community, guru. Can represent the Most High as well. You also have the Ace of Wands here, which is the helping hand of God himself. And here you see this card. The Ace of Wands is looking directly at the Hierophant. And the King of Pentacles is looking at everything. And so is the Knight of Swords. So nothing's conflicting. It's like, go with the flow of your, it's like, I feel like this person is consumed with illegal sex. You know, it coming off in a way that's illegal sex, considering the authenticity of who that person is behind closed doors. You don't want to be fake, but you're not being fake. You're doing what feels good to you. So everybody has their own authentic way of doing what feels good to them, right? So you practicing that part of you is very sacred, and I respect that, which is why the Swords is here. It's like, you don't want the devil in on you. You know, intermingling with you. But the Lovers is here as well. Under the Knight of Swords. Three of Wands. You're patient. Like the Chariot. Like you've been patient quite a while. Wheel of Fortune. A new car. Okay. I don't think it represents that this time, but it could earn you that new car that you want based off what I'm saying. This is business savvy right here. Okay, Queen of Pentacles is here. And the King of Pentacles is here. Keep an open mind. You might have met the romantic partner you seek. The value. You don't want, I see that you, and this also goes back to the balance of feminine and masculine energy. Be quiet. And the Five of Cups is here. That's regret, remorse. You don't, and that's right under the Ace of Wands. So you've been praying on this. This is something that you've been pondering in the Nine of Swords. It's like you're stressed. You think that it's going to go against the grain. Everything that's real for you. But why do you think that? Why do you think that with the Two of Cups here? Because you think it's going to separate your friendship between you and the Most High. The Star. It's like, you want to think of another way. It's like it has to be another way. All right, I'm called to say the messenger in the religion of Islamic monotheism, the messenger used to trick his opponent sometimes. Peace and blessings be upon him. But he used to trick his opponent sometimes to win a war. Not so. I don't mean it in a way where you're being called to trickery. But you should use discernment. You definitely use this. So it's about your discernment, okay? You have to put it in a way where the people understand it without getting too lost in the sauce with it. And it's about being stern upon what you say you're all about. Clearly, you're stern about what you say you're all about. So why would you be worried and stressed? That's a negative energy. And which is also, I get that from this illustration too. The devil, you got to keep him out of your business. Don't tell nobody what you're doing. It's time to start moving in silence. Who you want to talk to, who you want to be in love with, who you're going to be doing business with, who you're friends with. Don't tell, like if you have somebody you close enough to, but then you have other longtime friends and stuff, don't tell them your business. Because they're gonna give you dumb advice. I'm just gonna say it how it is. Not to be rude to anybody, but they're gonna offer you very dumb advice. Okay. What does the people need to know? Okay, because they're trying to get somewhere in life. It's clear that you're trying to build stability in your life, and you're in that phase of commitment. The Hierophant is a committer. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, commitment. And it's like you feel like you don't want to sell. Everybody has that paranoia initially. Maybe everybody, but you hear that. And most people is like, I want to be successful, but I don't want to sell my soul. So how can this person stay grounded and not sell their soul? How can they still propel forward and not sell their soul? Why don't you have to trust God. You have to remain true to yourself. Nobody's telling you to have sex, nobody officially, but just practice your feminine nature more. Beauty ritual. This tells me to practice. You have to balance out your feminine nature more. Clean your space. What do women do? Abundance planning. Look to the stars. You have the star here. That's about remaining hopeful. The star, hold on. The star is here as well. Sync with the moon. This is my period card. Sync with your menses. Some people, women who are operating in masculine energy, are not really close to their period like that. And you're called to do that. This is for women who operate solely from their masculine energy. You got to balance out your feminine energy with your masculine energy. I feel like someone's cycle's thrown off. It's always thrown off because you're not balancing your creativity with your focus and your determination. It's blocking it, actually. It's no flow. Aromatherapy. Sweet treats. Burning bowl ritual. Make an altar. Okay, hold on, because you're using discernment while you're doing all this stuff. This is what you need to do is feminine energy. Learn how to operate out your feminine energy. Hold on, y'all. Oh, my apologies. It's something about the rain. It makes these kids highly irritable and highly moody. My apologies. Feminine energy. 1, 3, 5. Actually, this 31 can break down to 4. 51 can break down to 6. 16 breaks down to 7. You got 7 here twice. You got 5 here twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You want to jot down your abundance planning. Don't just start. It don't stop or start with money. Honestly, you see this? Treat like this little thing, like these habits. Now that you're in a committal mindset, because this is advising the women who are career focused, career oriented. You could have children. A lot of times we do. But what it's really telling you is you'll get a lot further, and your creativity would be less blocked if you took a more feminine approach. Like even with the examples I told you earlier with Little Kim or Nicki Minaj, they're very feminine, but they also have that masculinity where they just went out there and made a name for themselves. So they have both, a balance of both. But they didn't want to lose touch of their femininity, and they embody that female empowerment. So you can go out there and make money like a man and still, make abundance and plan for your family like a man and still be feminine at the same time. And if somebody is struggling a lot with that, and somebody also needs to feed their inner child, nurture their garden, their spiritual garden, eat the cupcakes. Anime, just eat the cake, man. Just eat the cake. What is it going to do? You ate a calorie more than what you normally do. Stop counting calories. It messes with your mental. Aromatherapy. It ain't just you that need to smell good. Your house, everything needs to smell good. That's your attitude and your way of thinking about yourself too. Let that sink in. Figure out what that means. Aromatherapy for me is very broad interpretation. Like your attitude should not stink. The way you think about yourself should not stink. It should smell just as good as you make your house, your vagina, your whole aura smells good. It should. So you know what you got to do is burn and bowl ritual. I don't know who you mad at, who you might be upset with, or just could be frustrated at how things are not flowing for you. Let it go. And you need a space. And if you don't call it an altar, just create a space that caters when you just need to de-stress, when you just need to think, where you need to pray. You just need a space. Because you got to clear out the nasty feelings of the 5 of Cups. That's regret. Look how sad she looks. Look how sad she is. Because she's been working and working and working, and it's like she's been hit with roadblocks quite a bit. Okay, I'm going to move these out the way. Like baking is, both men and women can bake, but it makes you feel good about yourself to eat those sweets. Oh yeah, I forgot I had this card out about water your garden. The Queen and King of Pentacles. You know somebody that's been singling you out in love and devotion and friendship and business. With the Lovers here. You've been patient, but I really feel like it has propelled you forward in a way where now you're unstoppable in a way where you put yourself first. So it turned the karmic wheel for this other person. Put yourself where it belongs, whether you're the man or the woman, or the runner or the chaser. This has been long standing, But you ask for the helping hand of God, and He's stepping in. Because you got feelings that are messy and you want to fix them. But you don't quite have your footing. Should I move on or should I be patient? The Three of Wands and the Chariot, they're kind of similar, where they both embark on a different adventure, but they're like a subtle difference. A Chariot is like, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm having a real difficult time right now, but I'm going to keep going. But the Three of Wands is talking about waiting for your ships to come in. But it does represent you moving. When those ships come in, you're definitely moving forward. So you don't know if you need to wait, be virtuous. It is a card of patience too. Or keep moving regardless of whether them ships are coming in or not. But it is showing you what you could be doing in the meantime while you're figuring out. When you don't know what to do, you don't do nothing. That's the energy it seems like everybody's been in. Or this person's been in. I think it's everybody. Both parties. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. But I'm going to keep growing my business. I'm going to keep trying to be happy in the meantime. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not in control of how things are playing out. As much as I like to think that I am, I'm not. Which one has regrets? One's a leader of community. One's on their way of being that leader of the community. The Ten of Cups. The one that was successfully and strategically absent and propelling forward no matter what. The only deception is the lack of ability, the lack of accountability. Is there a lack of accountability for playing with this person? Could have potentially left this person, slowed this person down. I don't think this person fundamentally stopped, but it slowed him down. The Death card. I would love to just start over, but I regret the taste I've left on your tongue. That's what somebody said. And when I cut the deck open, it's the Ten of Swords the Ten of Pentacles and Eight of Swords. So, and you also got the Nine of Swords here. Let's not forget, with the Two of Cups on top of it. This gives me my best friend's wedding. I get it in a different way now. Three of Pentacles, or your lack of thereof. I'd rather master my craft than be teammates. There's no I in team. That's this person's regret. Ten of Swords. It's too much it's too much of a headache. Trying to balance your life when you can either be career focused. This is a person who thinks, right or wrong, he doesn't balance their masculine or feminine energy. Put yourself where it belongs. It's like you either going to be career oriented or you're going to be family oriented. But the thing of it is you can have it all, but it's true to some degree that you will not have it all at once, because it takes devotion, focus, and determination to build each scenario. The career that's going to finance your foundation. So that's why so many people are driven to focus on their career first. But then you got the people who end up having a family first, and they master that because that's their life. You have children, you can't give them back. They're here. And both equally are an imbalance of both masculine and feminine energy. For some people, like for the career oriented, it's like My career is who I'm married to. I need to be the person. I want to marry the person I am. I don't feel like anymore. At one time, I used to think like that, career-wise. But it's a flaw in that plan of for the career-oriented as well as the family-oriented, because it's an imbalance of masculine and feminine energy. Yeah. If you want to marry the person you're all masculine and not much femininity. You're being called to do that more. So you can't unless the person when we're not careful about what we say, when we're not careful about what we wish for, you attract masculine and masculine energy. You get too much dominance, it makes for it's not very much romance. You may love each other but won't be in love with each other. And then you got the feminine side of that, where the people are just family oriented and just try to, what am I trying to say? You want somebody that's more like you, but that's feminine. That's in the energy of receiving instead of the balance. The person can't stay home with you. Who's going to cook? Who's going to bring home the bacon for you to cook it, so to speak? So it's a lot of stress. That's where people are trying to get to this 10 of cups. Either way they want to do it. This 10 of swords is like collaboration is dead. Like it's a death card here. It's a transformation here. And it's a 5 of cups. Like a lot of experiences cease and desisted, which is a betrayal, which is a 10 of swords, that they thought was their 10 of cups. It's like people are coming to realize that as the Tower card is not here, but it feels like the Tower card is here, but the Death card is here. That Tower card is that awakening, but so is the Death card, is a transformation. So it feels like, should I move on from what I thought I wanted because it's not coming? But what I'm going to do in the meantime is not be a party pooper about it. I'm not going to be a crybaby about it. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. But this is something that both scenarios have been struggling with because they've been trying to reach that 10 of cups with the way that they were going about their life, and that whether it be career oriented or family oriented. And I feel like it's a mirroring energy, because there's a party of the Queen of Pentacles and there's a party of the King of Pentacles. And the party of the King of Pentacles is more well off financially, of course, but the Queen of Pentacles is more abundant in a different context. Each stable and what they say they're all about, but each yearn for each other. It's a thirst for that. I would like to feed my family better. Well, I would like to have a family to share, a real family to share all this abundance with. I'm trying to bring it all together to make it make sense. So if I sound like I'm going all over the place, my bad. The Wheel of Fortune is here. So what I feel like is the tables are turning for both. Let me see. What's the Wheel of Fortune? The 8 of Wands. Yeah. So it's shifting around, because everybody's been praying. Like, you know what? I've been waiting. This is energy, the energy of receiving. I've been waiting. I've been patient. Now I'm moving forward. And I'm just going to do, this is where it goes back to balancing that spirituality with the sexuality. I'm kind of glad the Hierophant is between the King and Queen of Pentacles, because it represents a few different things based off of what I just said. Each of y'all are called to step up and lead in your own creative way. You're both stepping up and you're leading. And you're both going to start structuring the people for what they need. You both come to the table with what each scenario needs. And with that, you called in your partner. You called your partner. The partner that's going to balance out what each other lacks. Both feminine and masculine energies. Lovers is about choice. It's also about your counterpart. I feel like each person made a choice to go against their counterpart and regret it. Both of y'all regret it. Both of y'all have been worried sick about each other. You weren't supposed to go against each other. You knew it was right for you. You knew it would balance out everything. Look at that shit. Ace of Pentacles. You knew it. You knew y'all was right for each other. But where you look at each other and see where each other, y'all were judging each other based off of what each other lacked. Y'all were being assholes. For real, for real. It's like, if y'all are the missing element, like if you look at the Queen of Pentacles, she has a key. She has a key. Okay? So if she has the resource that you need, and you have the resource that she needs to build that abundant life, like, why is nobody practicing common sense? What was wrong? Why was y'all so eager to look for it in other things, other people, other places? Y'all going all around each other, and now y'all got headaches for it. Ten of Swords, Ten of Cups. Did I see that? Look at that. The Six of Swords is here again, and the Dark Night of the Soul. This is interesting. Now y'all bored without each other. And both of y'all in retreat about it, because it ain't got to be intense, because y'all starting to admit it now, but you can't get around it. We belong together. Okay, now I see Miranda going to Carrie again. That scene. Oh my, she said, I'm in love with Steve. Here, hold this. Talking about the baby. Some of y'all may have a baby with the person that you're thinking about and feeling this way about. You're picking up on the other person's energy. Keep in mind, you can't talk to everybody about this. Everybody don't understand that twin flame soulmate journey. Everybody don't understand how you can pick up on your counterpart, but they're not talking to you. Some people think you're being delusional, but you're really not. Y'all are spiritually connected and y'all can speak telepathically. Like, y'all can pick up on each other's cues. Everybody don't understand that. Keep in mind, some people are way too grounded for that, too practical. All this earth energy on this board. You got my Empress card was turned over with the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. Y'all belong to each other. Y'all in love with each other. And y'all have made quite the impression on each other. Okay? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. There's too much crying in the background. Hold on. Come here. Come here. Come here. They don't want to play with the baby? Okay, come sit down. Come here. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Sit down next to mommy. Listen to mommy read. Okay? I see all four tens is here. Okay? So you have the Empress here. It goes back to that balance and that feminine energy. And it's really highlighting everybody in their masculine energy, man or woman, to start operating in your feminine energy. A lot of these people, a lot of y'all are empresses, man or woman, and are not in sync with it. Like, it's time to, it's that card, what it say, sync with the moon? That's feminine energy. The Chariot is here. That's more Cancer energy. Ten of Cups is here. Okay? Some of y'all 7th house placement, which is, that would be Libra. That would be Justice. That's in Cancer. Some of your North Node is in Cancer. Okay? It's about being in that committal phase is really just highlighting your sense of serenity and security. You will feel more serene and secure when you do say and do the things and walk along the path of the things And the Queen of Cups is here. That's more Cancer energy. That brings you, that's going to bring you that abundance. And as a Cancerian, that's just strategizing and being real witty and just practicing that common sense. It's like you work smarter, not harder. You're not even a person who likes to do it by yourself, even though you're very independent. That's the Ace of Swords. Okay? One thing about Cancerians, they're not to be played with. They're very ambitious. They're very driven. They're very family oriented. They're all about stability. Okay? And they don't let go easily. They love really hard. I don't mean to make them sound all clingy like that. Some people think they are. But they just love. That's a place of love. And they speak from a place they could be a little bossy, a little assertive. But they're honest. Oh my God. I'm trying to read and these kids. I don't even know if I'm going to upload this video because I'm getting pissed off by the seconds. Okay? Because that's very rude of my older kids. Okay? Very rude. Hold on. Go ahead, go outside. That could mean something for somebody. All that screaming, every time I say something and the child starts screaming, if you've ever, this is somebody who could be dying to say what they need to say to you. They like overly, like very emotional. And then I just mentioned sync with the moon. That's get in touch, connect with your intuition, connect with your shadow side, connect with your subconscious, connect with your emotions. Because you may not even dig why you feel like that. You just going along with things in a practical way, a not so emotional way, trying to disconnect from it. That's not right for you. Okay? You have to take care of yourself. You have to be a lot more tender and sensitive with yourself. That feminine energy. I think that's why that Empress is here. And we got some aces too, that clarity. All right. I want to talk more about our Empress and our Queen of Cups. Because I think I'm reading it more like it's an energy. The side of, like I feel like this is your final destination. The group of people I'm talking to is your North Node is that you are an Empress. But when you're not authentic, like with the Lovers right here, when you're not in your authenticity or not really like synced with your emotions and your intuition and stuff, it's blocking your creative flow and you are stressed out and worried as to why it's not working, why these things are not working. Okay, but it's to bring it all together. It's all coming together, intuitive hits. You getting those intuitive hits and you're not paying attention. Okay? They got the Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and Ace of Wands here. Okay? You're not paying attention. You need to take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. You're just running yourself into the ground. And what's triggering you? When you are synced with your intuition and your emotions, you can see why you feel it. It'll help you understand, give you that clarity as to why you need to be releasing soul patterns, contracts, past lives, why you've been in this karmic cycle for so long. Okay? Transformation. The Death card is here. I told you things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. It's time to start fixing. What even inspired, what even put you in your masculine energy in the first place? Okay? These are emotional scars. So you could have grown up in a house that's real militant. Even if the people never went to a military, they're just very logical and not very warm-hearted. It doesn't mean they did not love you. It's just their love language doesn't consist of warm-heartedness. It doesn't consist of them operating from their emotion. These are people who are generous with physical things. Yeah, I love you. I bought you a big house. I give you all the nice things in life, but I never verbalized my love for you or never showed you human contact in that. I never expressed my love in that way. And it could be people, it could be it could be your parents coming around to learning why their child operates the way that they do, or children operate the way that they do because they know where it stemmed from and they're seeking repentance. They have clarity, they have understanding, or the child themselves could be wising up and just figuring out how to move forward. And all this trauma put them in that masculine energy, making them feel like I have to man up all the time. I can't be vulnerable. I can't cry. It's not going to get my work done. It's not going to get me the success that I'm looking for with my work. It doesn't mean that I'm a robot. It just means that if I'm not focused, it just makes the person feel like a failure, and it could have created some kind of like mental instability. Just stress causes illness. It's a silent killer. Causes strokes and heart attacks. Could have really bad migraines. While you're moving through this thing called life, you may have a lot of regrets. It could be somebody's parents that have a lot of regrets because their biggest success, their biggest accomplishment is their children. 4 of Wands, 10 of Cups. Queen of Cups. Empress. That's a parent. These are parental figures. King and Queen of Pentacles. But they could have been more they could have been workaholics, career driven, and they didn't really balance out their energy, and it just created a generational. It just perpetuated a cycle to the next generation. And now this person is called to step up and lead as a priestess and an empress. Because they're both on the board, and just be more authentic. It's like, that shit, my mom and dad, y'all did the best that y'all could do with what y'all had, and it's all successful, but it's not enough. It's all tangible. It's no spirituality practiced. Even if they have it, even if they grew up like that, they just end up not doing that when it came to their family, and they have regrets. Somebody is thinking back on it, reminiscing. They're thinking back on what they could have done very differently. And I feel like it could be somebody's child who's a mature person now, could be a young adult, and they're starting to see that their children are doing things that are more balanced than, in the way that they didn't do it that way. But they see where this propelled their child to do so. And now they're starting to, they want to make things right. Just having the addictions of being a soldier. I got to man up. I have to look right in public. I have to sound right in public. I got to make sure I'm saying and doing all the right things so that I don't look like a freaking disaster magnet in front of the people. And it wasn't worth it. Yeah, I got what I wanted out of the experience and the purpose of what I was doing it for, but I would have loved to hug and kiss my kids more. And now my kid walks around with that trauma, and now that I see them picking themselves up by their boots and working on themselves, Eight of Pentacles, that's a hustler. But they don't have time. You know, we didn't make that kind of time. We didn't speak from a nurturing and compassionate space. We were just focused and determined to make sure our kid had the best of everything. And there's no rule book to parenting. I'm not judging nobody for that. I was a workaholic like that for so much in my life until I started reading these cards from a psychotherapy standpoint. And it helped me look at myself and taught me how to operate from a more feminine energy, because I was all masculine at one time. Now there's a balance, a better balance. I'm not saying I got it all together, but I'm a better balance for it today. Just looking at my parents were logical creatures. They were not emotional from the forefront, and they were not mushy, as they say, but they were not warm-hearted like that. Their love language was not expressed like that. And sometimes that can create trauma for a child. I'm not saying that they beat their child. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is it was all about winning. It wasn't about doing what felt good. It was about doing what needed to be done. It was a competitive nature. And that's what some of this energy kind of tells me, that with that determination and being overly focused on succeeding. Sometimes doing these readings is like childbirth or taking a shit. Whew. There's a lot to get out. It's just not easy. It's an uncomfortable process. But once it's out, it's out. The initiation. The rite of passage, you're crossing a threshold. Yeah, it's time to release it. Because you got a big yes. Yes, like this Eight of Wands here. You can come out of hermit mode and start speaking your mind. It doesn't make you overly emotional. Like the past 2 generations of parental style, their style of parenting was hold all your shit together, but they never got back to dealing with what made them feel some type of way in the first place. And that created a lot of crackheads, bluntly put, because they feel so much of themselves was suppressed that it may have innocently started off as just having a casual drink with your friends, turned into a full-on addiction because they figured out that they can block out their feelings using substance. That's why so many drug addicts. That's why the 80s look like that. That's why the 90s look like that. You know, they weren't able to step up and lead as parents because they never addressed what made them feel some type of way. So they became someone who was stuck in it created a second childhood for them. They got stuck in transition and didn't know how to propel forward. So they had to hit a rock bottom to really peel all the layers back to figure out where their hurt feelings and traumas were coming from, because they were undealt with. But they were raised like that. That was their parenting style. The parents of those generations, those parenting styles, that's just what they did. They was full of pride. Not so much ego, but they had a lot of pride. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? So what I'm getting from this with this Queen of Cups and this Empress is calling you to be the mom, even as a man. Be the nurturing, compassionate, creator, creative, flowing, abundant person you know yourself to be, especially with this Lover's card here. You're called to do it. Don't think about it. Don't think about what your parents might say. Don't think about them frowning upon it. Don't think about nobody's opinion. You're supposed to be out there sharing your voice. You're supposed to be on that public platform with the Hierophant here. That's a guru. That's a teacher. You can serve the Lord and still be a person who's has that friendship with God, but also have spiritual abilities like clairvoyancy, clairaudiency. Nobody, only an extremist would tell you to step away from religion, or you're not a part of the religious group because you can see dead people, because you can connect with, you're a medium, because you can connect with people through songs. So, didn't Jesus heal the sick and make the dead alive? That was supernatural, wasn't that? Was it not? Come on now. Every messenger had their miracle to prove that God is delivering a message to those who don't want to believe in his abilities. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. These major arcanas are spiritual. That's a spiritual journey to your higher self. But to do it, you got to be friends with the Most High. He's got to approve it. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Like I said, you're not no damn hamster on the wheel. Stop running yourself into the ground, doing what you need to do, and start connecting your spirituality with your sexuality, which is more creative energy. It's going to create that abundance and do what the stuff you was putting on the shelf that you don't think is going to pay the bills. Guess what? A new car. You got the Wheel of Fortune here. It's paying the bills, and it's giving you all of what you want. It's creating passive income. It's doing everything that you so desire to do. This is talking to all my empresses. I love you. Okay? You're awesome. Eat those cupcakes. You're not going to gain 50 pounds eating a damn cupcake. Okay? You have discernment here. Do what makes you feel good. Okay? I want to pull all this together. Pull it all together. I haven't used my crystals cards in a long time, but some people connect with crystals. I have my snowflake, the amethyst, blue laprise, turquoise, tiger's eye, black tourmaline, black obsidian, pink rose aura quartz. I have a few of them here. If those are significant, I'm going to give you, should I do one or two cards? Let's do one from the top and one from the bottom. Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. You could do it. Express your love. This whole reading is talking about balancing your energy so you can express yourself, right? Go ahead and express your love. You're allowed to do that. You are allowed to go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Fall in love with yourself. So you can find your soul tribe and they connect with you and fall in love with you too. Because it's all about that loving, nurturing, compassionate energy. And that Eight of Pentacles on top of that Queen of Cups and the Four of Wands. Stabilize yourself by balancing your energies and continue to work at it. It's a work in progress every day. Do something that feels really good for you. Actually, I'm telling you to be a masturbator. You don't have to be with somebody to feel good about yourself. Take care of yourself. Get to know yourself. Get in touch with yourself. It's going to bring in your person when the time is right. But I don't think this is really about another person. I feel like you go through experiences where you meet people and sometimes they may feel right, but they really just propelling you forward. They're put on your journey to propel you forward, to keep you moving forward. That deep replenishment, that I hear Deep Down Body Thirst by Nerd. Okay, listen to that song. And that connects with everything I just said to pull all this together. Okay, the more you operate from your feminine energy. It's going to lead you to your higher purpose. You're supposed to be an empress, man or woman, but you got to be more authentic. You got to have balance. And I feel like you got that clarity now where it's like, well, damn, I'm getting the intuitive hits. It's like you might have stumbled across a reading or something and it just made sense to you. So it's like it's all coming together now. It's all starting to make sense what you've been feeling and what you've been trying to suppress due to past addictions. Could be passed down from generation to generation. All you could do is your best. But you are going through a transformation. It's going to be fine. You're awesome. You're rocking this shit. And this is to all my empresses in the making. You're an empress and don't know you're an empress. Okay? Share your song. If you're a singer, sing it. But either way, that no matter how you articulate it, it's called for you to use your voice. So if you're a speak it. If you can rap it or sing it. Like I named these big name artists in the beginning on purpose. Because people told them they couldn't do it neither. Like you know the backstories. You do listen to their stories. Okay? You're not an exception to the rule. So I hope this helped somebody. I hope this helped 7 billion empresses. Okay? I hope it does. Because I want it to. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And all you can do is just be happy. Okay? Learn how to be happy. Okay? Until next time.